Well, who doesn't love to hear people's stories? That's one of the most inspiring things in life is the people we meet along the way, their personal story, their professional story, their family story. It's one of the most heartwarming things we can have, and it keeps us green and growing. So today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our business story. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, our company, and how we've diversified our company from an IT staffing firm. We added solutions, and then we started a sports tech company out of our innovation lab about 4 years ago. So, Sue Thaden, CEO of CRI. My background, I got into the staffing business as a sales rep. Loved it from the minute I got involved. Our company was sold. It was actually super exciting. We were part of something really big now, new logo, national company. And then we were sold again. And unfortunately, the DNA of that firm was very bottom line forward. That didn't fit for me, so I left, bought BizPlan for Dummies, raised some money, and started CRI in 1999. So we're celebrating our 20th anniversary, kind of a fun time around our house. Thank you. So our company, CRI, we started the staffing firm in 1999. A little bit of the core of our culture I'll share with you first. So we're the gig team, we get it great. So get it great's our slogan. Our first year in business, we had a little slogan just to say, hey, when you're in a pinch, think things through with this slogan. So the second year we changed it. The third year we did get it great. And then the fourth year I was going to change it, and they said, no, we landed. We're the gig team. We're the gig team. So if you walk through our offices, we have a huge orange gig on the wall. There's probably many hashtag Get It Great t-shirts worn today. Water bottles, mugs, everywhere. It's in the fabric and DNA of our whole company. So what is Get It Great? We want to get it great for each other. We want to get it great for our consultants, and together with them for our clients and community. We want to get it great. So how do you build a Get It Great culture? We all know it starts with the people you hire. We hire people wired to be awesome, wired to create great experiences, that get out of bed and just want to go. And then we just train them up a little bit. In our onboarding, we'd use a couple books to say, this is Get It Great. This is what we're talking about. Disney book, Who's Done Better Than Disney? In training people how to do amazing experiences for people on a daily basis. They all read that book. When they onboard, we say, did you see what the Get It Great was? Let's do that in our business every day. Another book that's really cute is The Fred Factor. It's about a 90-minute read. It's a fable. Fred's a postman, and this postman creates great experiences every day. You love to be on his route. So that's a little bit about our culture. So we started the staffing firm. We were winning awards for fastest growing company, customer excellence awards, service excellence awards. We were really proud. We're celebrating all around world headquarters, really thinking things are great. And then about 12 years ago, we had a client reach out to us and say, hey, our staff is buried and busy, but we have to get this product to market by a certain date. You know our business, can you build that product? Sure. Then a little after that, a client came to us and said, hey, we've got to get this project done. I can't take any resources or manpower off what we're doing. Can you run that project? Can your team take it on? Sure. So then we paused a little bit and said, okay, wait a minute, are we going to get into this? And so we had to think through our business model. And our model is we're regional, and then we follow the footprint of our client. So we're very regionally based. I love and admire all these companies that have successfully just opened branches across the country. It's amazing what you guys have done. It hasn't been our DNA. So as we looked at this professional services, we said, hey, if our deal is get a footprint and follow the client and we want to grow, let's do professional services. We can sell them more stuff. We can do great at this. So we did a great job of developing a professional services practice. It was a little rough at the beginning, hired the wrong leader, hired a second leader. Quite frankly, it was part leader and part we didn't know what we were doing. It's hard to hire for what you don't know what you're doing. So then someone in our team said, I get it. Pick me. I'm going to run this. I'm going to build this. Great. She picked it. We put her in the role, and she's leading it to this day. So that business looks like this. We have 4 practices. We have a user experience practice where we do design work. We have emerging technology where we do mobile, custom mobile with iOS and Android. We have analytics. We've worked with a few $20 billion banks doing all of their mobile. They usually have a business driver to why they're doing mobile. Oftentimes it's loyalty, customer loyalty, to be top of wallet. The analytics have to show that's actually happening for them to continue to do business with you. So it was a necessity. And then we have an agile practice, a pretty successful agile practice. So there we are, expanding our solutions business. About several years ago, I was on the TechServe board and in a very deep meeting in Napa with the executive committee. And one of the members of the executive committee is Stephen Lane. just a great friend. He's based out of California. And I was sharing with Steven, hey, we want to invest to grow. We've got this geographic model. We just kind of stack on top. Just brainstorming. And he said, boy, you've got to meet this advisor of ours, Jeannie Urich, out of California. So we get to meet Jeannie Urich. She works with giant firms and said, I'll work with you guys because you're friends with Steven. She evaluates growth strategies. She runs you through this maturity model, comes back and tells you what you look like, what you need to do to grow. So her story, she was one of the co-founders of one of the roll-ups of Salesforce.com. So as a sales rep, I say she was a co-founder of Salesforce.com. And so she spent time with us. About 6 weeks later, gave us a report out on our business. And she looked at our staffing business and said, man, this get it great's in your DNA. People are saying, way to gig. Let's gig for this one. Let's get it great. It's who you guys are. It's really special. Keep it. I thought, good news. And then she said, your professional services, this is about 5-6 years ago. Professional services, she looked at us and said, I can't believe you're in Omaha, Nebraska, and you have all this enterprise mobile experience. That's amazing. Continue to be thought leaders. Gave us some instructions. And then she said, third, be opportunistic on a product. Your hands are on a lot of technology. Be opportunistic on a product. That was an empty binder. So at the time, we started an innovation lab in our development center that we still have today. A few cool things have come out of it. I'll mention 3, and I'll mention 1 at the end. First of all, so how the innovation lab works, we have a day a month where people can pitch ideas. If their idea gets accepted, they draft people from the development center, and they work on it. The criteria, it has to be emerging technology and either good for our clients or good for our community. So when they get their project approved, naturally we have a Gig Friday. We have 1 Friday a month of a Gig Innovation Day. At noon, pizza shows up and they work on their projects that afternoon. So one not super exciting thing, but valuable, we work with many companies in our development center. So we're managing license agreements, user IDs, all these various things. It's kind of messy. So they use some new technology to develop a way to track those very efficiently and effectively. Just kind of neat, a great win for the team. It's important to have wins for the team. The second one, in mobile banking, if you can imagine, these banks want to have that app feel like their brand and like their relationship, and they want you to love it in their hand. So whenever we roll out an update, they can't control what version operating system you have on your phone. So we have to test maybe 5 operating systems back, 5 on Android, 5 on iOS, boring, redundant, just inefficient. So the guys developed a tool where they can drop in the updated code, it spins through it overnight, and it comes out tested across multiple operating systems. So it's just beautifully efficient, great for our clients, fun for the team to work on. Then the third thing that was maybe notable to come out of it, take yourself back about 5 years with mobile technology. Our guys were playing with the platform. It had scheduling and wayfinding and notifications, and in that day, geofencing for notifications. As they're building it out, we're in Omaha, Nebraska. Outside our window, the University of Nebraska at Omaha was reclassifying. They had a D1 hockey team that had just gone to the Frozen Four, which if you don't know hockey, big deal. And the rest of them were D2. They were reclassifying to be a Division I athletic department. They were building an $80 million facility that they were soon going to open, and we went, we're going to help them crush fan engagement. We're in, we're going to blow it out for them. So their athletic director, Trev Alberts and team, we meet with them and say, hey guys, we're really going to do something cool for you guys with your fans. 42 meetings later, they're a go. In parallel to the 42 meetings, we started to do our research. So we're asking people that are steps ahead of us in the product world, people that knew college athletics. We really were trying to find out, is this even a viable market? So basically, it boiled down to what is the market? Initially, we chose collegiate athletics. And then who are the buyers? Trying to figure out who do you really call on? There's a lot of people in those big athletic departments. And then what problem are you solving? Is that problem big enough to pay for it? That took a little while. And then pay for it. How do you charge them? Per person, a license, what's that look like, and what are they willing to pay for? So at that time, we decided we're going to do it. We're in. So we grabbed that platform and pulled it out. And at the moment, we started an LLC, and we named it Flight 1300. We're on the 13th floor, and we were building a plane in flight. We just needed to get the LLC built. Later, quickly after, we branded it as From Now On. So what we're doing in From Now On is we're doing marketing and communication digital platforms for college athletics. We're about to expand into the youth sports market as well. And so what that looks like, the market's kind of an onion to us. The center of the onion is the college. I'm a Husker fan, and I'm going to talk volleyball. There's a reason. But so if the center of the onion is the college athletics department, you want to be the game day app for them. I'm watching volleyball, I can click and watch, I can click and listen. Who just aced it, I can click and check her out and read her bio and feel more connectedness, more engagement. The next layer of the onion is conference. Conferences have tournaments. We'd love for that volleyball tournament for their conference for Nebraska, Big Ten. We'd love them to pick us, so when you go to the tournament, we're the app that you work in and stay fan engaged throughout the entire event. We've got several of those tournaments that we do now. And the outer layer is championships. And so championships are a big deal. We were fortunate a couple years ago to get a contract with the NAIA. For those of you that don't know, I didn't. It's about 250 schools. They're beautiful. They're 1,000 to 3,000 in student enrollment, mainly private. Huge student athlete numbers and huge alumni loyalty. So they were excited to create an opportunity we do all the championships for apps for the championships. And then recently, we're pretty excited to have just been awarded a contract with the NCAA. We're about, in November here, we won the women's championship. So we'll be doing the women's volleyball championship app, women's basketball championship app, big deal. Wrestling is over 100,000 unique attendees. We're doing the wrestling championship app. And then we'll do the women's CWS softball, and then the men's CWS Omaha. Grown men cried in our office. We're in Omaha. That is like bigger than winning the lottery. And then recently, maybe some of you know, Turner Sports owns the rights to NCAA men's basketball, and they picked us to do the Final Four. So pretty big deal. Yeah. We will make sure our team tells our team of your applause. So along the way, some of the challenges that come up in these situations. Well, one more thing I might mention right there is from now on, we have a product suite. We started with the FanX platform, listen to the customers. They love loyalty and rewards, incentivize students to come to games. Collegiate games aren't collegiate games without a crazy fan section. So they want loyalty and rewards. So we built a module that's loyalty and rewards. And now over 50% of our schools have added that, which increased same-store sales. They also want light shows and reality things and games. So we've bolted that on. And then out of our innovation lab, our guys did a great job. There's actually a couple interns. We created an augmented reality tool. And so now Nebraska was the first to launch it with us. After a football game, no comments, not a lot of wins, but if they win, they get a notification if you have the app. It says Huskers win, you win. You click on that, you hold it up to your ticket back off of a sponsor anchor picture. It gives you a 90-second playback of replay of the game's highlights that's exclusive only through the app. So it's kind of a neat, cool engagement opportunity for them. It's been kind of fun. So in going through the different groups, we've all experienced expanding our businesses, diversifying our businesses in different ways. Some of the challenges in staffing, gosh, what a beautiful business. Job orders, submittals, interviews, placements. That's what you watch. And as far as like your metrics, revenue metrics, and you want your sales and recruiting about 11% of revenue. We want a 30% gross profit margin. We want 10% net income. That's what we want. We watch it very closely. We get over to solutions and we're like, uh-oh, what do we watch? So thanks to TechServe, and by the way, I just got a comment. In our office, we say, great events don't happen on accident. They happen because of great people, great planning, and great execution. And I thank TechServe because a lot of these transitions we've gone through, you end up having a cup of coffee and running it by somebody, and they give you a great idea, and they kind of pull you through the transition of what you're trying to figure out, giving you new ideas of what they've done. But at any rate, so for solutions, a few people here in the TechServe organization membership group shared with me what they were doing, what they were watching. It's more your pipeline, your backlog, utilization by individual. Okay, what's that org chart look like? Now we have tech sales engineers, product owners, people estimating work, very different. And then you get over to that from now on, our sports tech world, none of that applied. It's daily active users, weekly active users, monthly active users. How much does it cost to stand a school up? What's the annual cost of maintaining a school? What's your lifetime value of a customer? Totally different metrics. So those are some of the challenges. Really cool stuff, though. Our sales and recruiting team, if you go back to the staffing, are so proud to tell the whole story. Hey, we do this, and we do this, and we do this. And what's also really neat, and I've talked to some of you all that have solutions business, the solutions and staffing can co-call, and they get a higher level meeting, and often it generates exclusive business. Probably in 17 and 18, we generated $2 to $3 million of an exclusive business because solutions was with the CIO, talking about different ways they can get work done, helping them solve that problem, offering to lead things, and ultimately it generates revenue for us to bring in staffing, increase headcount in an exclusive way. We're not recruiting against anybody. So really, really valuable situation. So then I'll just share a few things that have helped as we've gone through transitions of building our company, things you learn from other people. You know, first of all, when you're going through transition, I think always it's so important to be connected to the people. It's actually the most rewarding part of what we do. When you're going through transition, people do that J curve where they go, what's going on? What's this mean to me? What's going to happen to my job? Where should I be focused? All this change. So it's so important, as we all know, to communicate and be connected. Today, here's what you need to be thinking about. Man, you're on track. It's perfect because this is where we're going. Today, we need to be thinking about this. You're on track. It's perfect because here's where we're going. You guide them through it. You communicate with them through it. I think a second point, just got a couple points. Listen, listen, listen. You know, when you're going through a transition like that, if you're listening to your customers, your prospects, your staff, you're able to really get your sales set in the right direction. Kind of piggybacked with that, don't be afraid. Make a decision based on what you know and don't be afraid to change it later. A lot of people I know that gave me great advice said, keep moving, just keep moving. Don't sit on the sidelines, get in the game, keep moving. And then mindset, we all know mindset. Carol Dweck wrote a great book about there's fixed mindset people. That'll never happen, it never happened. There's growth mindset people. Anything's possible, let's just go figure it out. And there was a saying I heard somewhere along the way that we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. It's really powerful. You got to be around those growth mindset people so that we continue to challenge each other and grow. It's one of the beautiful things about the people in the room, people here at TechServe and for the conference. One point I'll leave with you and then I'll wrap up. So I don't know if anybody read the book Essentialism, but I've heard a lot of conversation around work-life balance, time management, things that are like infinite, and I don't know if all of them will ever be solved. But the book Essentialism, if you Google it, there's a short YouTube video that I think summarizes the book. But it talks about time like a pendulum. If you're going to spend time on this, it's at the opportunity of this. So if you pick this, you don't get this. And so 2020 for our planning, which we're going to do in the next week, each business leader was told, let's follow essentialism in our planning. And they really say it's a no or a hell yes. Nothing in between. So we said, hey, even if we have less goals, they have to be hell yes. They have to be on this end of the pendulum for us to succeed. So that's a little bit of how we diversified. And again, it's just great to be around all the green and growing people. So thank you.